question, would you like to be straighter and more consistent? Of course you would. So let's just go through the key numbers on what cause straighter, more consistent golf shots. We're talking about the club path and the face to path. So Andy, let's go through the club path first of all and explain what it is and what we're looking for.
Okay, so club path basically is the direction that the club is swinging through the golf ball. And this is really largely going to impact the curvature to the shot. Now, you will generally have a shape to your shot. It might be a fade, it might be a draw, and this path number is going to be a good indicator for you to understand what type of shot and shape that you want to play.
Okay, perfect. Let's get into the face to path.
Okay, well, the face to path is the relationship between where your club face is at impact in relationship to that path. And the face to path really is what creates the curve. So the bigger the difference between the face to path, the bigger the curve. So if you want to hit straighter shots, your face to path number needs to be as close to 0 as possible. 0 means the balls are going to go straight, but we're not necessarily at 0. 0 is an unrealistic number to achieve, but the smaller the number, generally the straighter the shot's going to be.
Let's hit a few shots here because we need to play on them, because I think a lot of golfers will come to us and say, I just want to hit the ball straight. And we're going, right, okay, if we had Tiger Woods on the range and said, Tiger, here's a fade, he'd go, yeah, no problem. Here's a draw, yeah, no problem. Now here's a straight one, he'd go, oh, okay then. That would be harder for him to do, even Tiger Woods. So it's like, okay, having a shape is not a bad thing to have. It's actually a good thing to have. And understanding what causes that is obviously really important. So let's get Andy hitting a couple. He's got an 8-iron in hand. So what shape would you call that, Andy?
It's pretty straight.
It's pretty straight, isn't it? What are we talking about?
Wasn't much.
But let's understand that. Look at those numbers, 0.1 and 0.2. Okay, that is phenomenal as far as straight hitting is concerned. But the question for me is, can you do it again? Off you go.
No.
He knows the answer already.
A little bit more fade on that one. So what we're going to see is a slightly higher number on the face to path.
Yeah.
Right. So on this one, you can see 1.4 to the right.
There we go. Yeah.
Path slightly more left.
Yeah.
So we can start to really, the great thing about this is that I'm looking at the ball flight and I'm looking at the numbers and starting to really learn now about how I actually play and what my tendencies might be.
Definitely. Do me a favour. Hit me another one. Hit me an intentional fade on this one.
An
intentional fade. So we know that if we want to get a consistent fade with an 8-iron like this, up to 4 degrees left with the club path, and if we can have the face about 2 degrees right of that, then that would be a nice relationship for a fade. Definitely a fade on that one. That's going to be going back towards its target. That was actually quite nice.
A little bit more than 4, I would say.
Think a little bit more than 4. So 5.8. So 5.8 with a 1.5 right club face. That is great. Now the thing is, for me, Andy the golfer is probably going to be more consistent at doing that than trying to hit 0 degrees. So you are probably, I reckon you can always get the path left. You'll be good enough to do that. Yes. Now if you can just understand how to get the face a little bit right of that, you're going to be more consistent, aren't you?
I think the one thing that you need to decide as a golfer as well is that I'd say the majority of golfers struggle with a slice or a fade, and they're trying to get rid of the fade and trying to draw the golf ball. A fade is absolutely fine. What we want to really minimize is the slice. So don't worry about actually just trying to play a fade. Just decide, well, a fade's good if you can repeat it.
Yes, of course.
If you can consistently get good numbers on here and it's repeatable, stick with that. Don't go chasing a draw when actually a fade could be the answer.
All you need to do is look at Dustin Johnson. He became world number 1. One of the biggest things that made him world number 1 was by hitting a fade and just saying, that's the shot I'm going to commit to.